हाय गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। आज का एपिसोड जो हम लोग शूट करें, इट्स ऑन द पीएम टॉक्स, हाउ पीएम थिंक्स एंड सॉल्व प्रॉब्लम्स। एंड टुडे विद अस वी हैव टू स्पेशल गेस्ट, but before moving on to them, let me introduce myself. My name is Prasad. I work at Loco, leading the casual games division and also as a product manager. And today we'll be decoding LinkedIn user behavior, which is commenting for better reach. आपने बहुत सारे पोस्ट पे देखा रहेगा कि people keep on commenting for better reach to make that post reach to more and more people. We'll be discussing that topic, but let me introduce today's guest to you. Uh, Hi, Chanakya.
Hi,
Chanakya,
Prasad.
Chanakya is from IIT Delhi and works with Loco as a product manager. And we have second guest, which is Chan,
Hi.
who is from Bits Pilani, Goa, and works with Loco as product manager. Hi guys.
Hi, Prasad.
Hi.
Hi. मैंने brief introduction तो दे दिया. This will be a PM talks PM casual talk basically. तो तुम तुम्हारा introduction दे सकते हो in a more brief manner.
Chanakya.
I'll just start. As Prasad mentioned, I've worked with Loco in the product management department. I've been like Loco with the past 3 years, and this is my first job, वैसे भी. So, and I've learned multiple things. I've been working with Prasad also from the very start, even when I was not in product department with the casual games. And as the title of the video is LinkedIn user behavior, LinkedIn has helped me also get this job. So it connects in multiple ways. So yeah, great to be here discussing the topic.
So I'm Chan. I also work at Loco, and I got into product management right out of college, and that was because I had some internships in product, which happened because of LinkedIn. So I have a debt to pay to LinkedIn, and overall, I generally work in early stage companies. Loco is my second gig, and I like to work on engagement related things in product.
राइट. एक्चुअली मेरा भी लिंक्डइन के साथ स्टोरी है. लाइक इसके पहले हम लोग एक स्टार्टअप रन करते थे एंड मैंने लोगों के जो फाउंडर्स हैं उनको मैंने ऐसे कैजुअली मैसेज डाला था कि वो भी लिंक्डइन पे कि हम लोग कुछ कोलैबोरेट कर सकते हैं क्या. एंड ऐसे मैंने कोल्ड मैसेजेस ना बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप मतलब बहुत सारे फाउंडर्स को मैं डालते रहता था कि हे आई लाइक योर वर्क, आई विल लाइक टू कोलैबोरेट विद यू. एंड मुझे पता नहीं था कि रिप्लाई आएगा भी कभी, बिकॉज वो स्पैमिंग थोड़ा लगता था जो मैं ऐसे मैसेजेस डालता था. एंड अनिरुद्ध ने रिप्लाई किया तभी, एंड देन वी जॉइंड हैंड्स एंड दैट्स हाउ आई केम इनटू लोगो. तो वो मेरा लिंक्डइन का एक स्टोरी था. राइट. सो
Nice.
तो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द टॉपिक. हम लोग एक डॉग फॉलो करेंगे जहाँ पे बेसिकली एक स्ट्रक्चर मेंटेन होगा on what we are discussing and how we are decoding that problem. Because in general हम लोग जब बात करते हैं तो बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि हम लोग वेग आंसर्स देते हैं, बट when a PM hat is मतलब हम लोग PM की हैट पहनते हैं then we are expected to think it in a structured manner. So this time also we'll try to structure it one by one and arrive at a conclusion. And that's how uh, we will approach this ये प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं बोल सकते. वी आर जस्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि अगर हम लिंक्डइन के प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर होते आज तो इस बिहेवियर को किस तरीके से हैंडल करते या क्यों होता ये बिहेवियर बेसिकली. राइट. So we'll start with mission. Chanakya and Chan, you guys can jump in at any point in time and can share your opinions on it. So
Sure.
mission wise, LinkedIn the mission, I guess it's there on the Google as well, that connecting professional people, yeah, and helping them grow. So that's the mission of LinkedIn. And I guess everyone like professional का definition शायद हर लोगों के लिए अलग हो सकता है. Initially मैं पहले सोचता था कि professional is someone who is educated, but ये था. You guys have any thought on that key? Who defines as a professional?
मेरे लिए इट्स एवरीवन हु इज वर्किंग एज इन एन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड वे कि किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम कर रहा है, बिकॉज देयर आर पीपल हु आर वर्किंग इन अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर्स. तो आई थिंक दैट इज अ डिमार्केशन फॉर मी कि उनको लिंक्डइन की भी इतनी नीड नहीं है जितनी प्रोफेशनल्स को है, or maybe
Okay,
there's a separate kind of LinkedIn that's out there for them.
okay, okay.
I think not just organized as such, but even like right now, if you see, especially in the pandemic, even
Hmm.
unorganized sectors kind of are trying to get aware of it and trying to look out for more opportunities where they can say work from home basically. So I
Right.
think LinkedIn especially has added a lot of value to people's lives.
Hmm.
And say in troubled times, that is when you communicate with each other for help. So I think LinkedIn has also grown that way. And right now, as Chan mentioned, in the organized sector also, it is also providing people a great opportunity to network, because a lot of networking events that used to happen earlier are not happening right now in the offline medium. So people are connecting more via LinkedIn basically,
Right. Right.
and discussing topics, say be it product management or marketing. Like people are sharing ideas more during the pandemic. So it has basically connecting professionals and helping you grow through that network, like the network you build on LinkedIn.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट। बट हाँ, मैंने एक्चुअली गूगल भी किया था ऑन हु इज़ कॉल्ड एज़ प्रोफेशनल। तो वहाँ पे एक सिंपल डेफिनिशन था, देन व्हिच आई एग्रीड टू, व्हिच इज़ बेसिकली एनीवन हू मेक्स मनी फ्रॉम दैट प्रोफेशन इज़ कॉल्ड अ प्रोफेशनल। वो उन्होंने उस तरीके से उसको डिफाइन किया था ना। इट कैन बी लाइक, मैंने जैसे पहले बोला था, अगर वो बहुत एजुकेटेड है बट ही इज मेकिंग मनी फ्रॉम समथिंग एल्स। बहुत बार ऐसे भी होता है कि क्रिकेटर होता है बट ही इज इन पीएचडी किया हुआ, इंजीनियर किया हुआ, बट ही इज नॉट एक्चुअली वर्किंग इन दैट, ही इज अ प्रोफेशनल क्रिकेटर। वी
Yeah.
कॉल हिम प्रोफेशनल क्रिकेटर बिकॉज ही मेक्स मनी आउट ऑफ इट। तो
Mm.
वो एक सिंपल डेफिनेशन था विच, हाँ, मुझे लगा कि नहीं वो लाइक आई एग्री ऑन दैट स्केल वैसे। सो हाँ, मतलब प्रोफेशनल पीपल, लाइक दिस इज हाउ वी कॉल प्रोफेशनल पीपल।
Mhm.
Now, before jumping on to reasons like why people comment the way they do or way they interact, can we just decode on the user journey of that user in LinkedIn, like from onboarding to say till the time a post is made, because then हमें पता चलेगा कि किस तरीके से user actually interact कर रहा है LinkedIn के साथ।
Right. Uh, let's take two kinds of users. First is जो already are very professional at LinkedIn की जो इनको सब tools पता है, and someone who then compare it to someone who's just joining.
Right.
Let's call them trendsetters and trend followers.
Okay.
तो आई थिंक जो नए यूजर्स हैं जो पहली बार देखते हैं कि ओके देयर इज दिस बिहेवियर दैट्स देयर ऑलरेडी कि दिस इज द नॉर्म दैट पीपल कमेंट these things on other posts that comment for better reach, this kind of thing. I think journey is for different for them as compared to someone who's already there and who has seen this thing evolve, and I think that's one way to demarket it.
Okay. Okay.
And one thing, if you see both other interacting features like share or like, whatever, like, celebrate, whatever that is, the reaction is similar to other social media products. Like you like
Mhm.
a video, you do that. Even there you have comment, but comment is not shown in a feed. Like you don't see ki koi aur, like you're commenting somewhere else and you are shown ki hey Prasad is commenting on this video in my feed. It does not come up in other social media, whereas
Correct.
LinkedIn differentiates in that way. So I think, as Chan mentioned, the trend followers see ki, hey, people are doing this. Maybe this is the right way, and maybe that is one reason why it has caught up on.
Okay.
As we see right now, that can be one of the major reasons. Yes.
Right, right.
Sure, like this trendsetter follower is just one way to spread it. Maybe
Yeah.
there are other ways we can discuss those as well.
Yes.
या
Mhm.
या सो मुझे मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि सिंस लिंक्डइन इज अ प्रोफेशनल नेटवर्क, तो अभी फॉर एग्जांपल इंस्टाग्राम पे अगर मैं मोटिवेशनल वीडियोस डालता हूँ, मेरे जो भी फॉलोअर्स होंगे वो मिक्स होंगे। वो भले मेरे कंटेंट में इंटरेस्ट हो, बट उनके और भी इंटरेस्ट हो सकते, दे कुड बी फॉलोइंग से क्रिकेट, दे कुड बी फॉलोइंग एनी म्यूजिक एज वेल। बट जब मैं लिंक्डइन पे आता हूँ तो ये मेरा बायस हो सकता है कि मेरे जो नेटवर्क होगा, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई एम इनटू गेमिंग एंड प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट, majority of my network would be of into gaming and product management only. हो सकता है कि मैं किसी और फील्ड के लोगों को भी इंटरेक्ट करूँ, बट मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम विल बी दैट. So when I interact with any content, since it's a professional network, the content which I will be interacting will be among that group only. कि जो गेमिंग के हो गए या प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट के हो गए, my network is also of that sort. तो जब मैं कोई भी चीज़ पे लाइक करता हूँ, कमेंट करता हूँ, तो हो सकता है कि इफ़ आई एम लाइकिंग दैट कंटेंट, मेरा जो नेटवर्क है उनको भी वो पसंद आए. एंड दैट इज हाउ आई गेस लिंक्डइन माइट बी टेलिंग, ओ Prasad has commented on this post, you might also be interested into that. And they show you कि hey, like this is happening in that space. And it could be an offline way of, ऑफलाइन में ऐसे होता है ना कि we overheard conversations within that group या networking पे events पे जाते हैं and
Right.
listen. So it could be similar to that for say Netflix in an online way, like replicating to that.
Okay. So you're talking about the recommendation system. कि ठीक है, if this person has interest in topic X, and
हाँ,
this other person has also interest in topic X,
correct.
but this person has commented on something, and क्योंकि इनके interest similar है, तो maybe this person will also like this thing
हाँ,
in the first place.
correct.
might
हाँ,
like you.
वो एक हो सकता है. और मे बी आई ऑल्सो थिंक कि इट इज ऑल्सो ऑन द, सिंस इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ एन एंगेजमेंट विच रिक्वायर्स एफर्ट्स. बाकी चीज़ों में आई गेस लाइक और शेयर करना, देयर इज लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स, बट व्हेन यू सी कमेंट वहाँ पे एंगेजमेंट, अगर मैं पॉइंट्स दे दूँ तो हाई हो गए इसमें. सो दैट कुड बी वन रीजन कि अगर किसी ने कमेंट किया है तो दे ट्राई टू पुश दैट पोस्ट टू अदर्स.
True. I think like interaction, comment interaction, there are people who see ki they put the content and they put the link in the comment, like first link in comment, right? Like a lot of times we see that too. I think even that as an engagement metric works. Like even I think LinkedIn considers even that as one engagement, like different levels: share, comment, like, and again interacting with the comments or reading what the comments are. So I think definitely that is one way where ki interact kiya to zyada interest hoga and I can recommend it to more people,
Correct.
because sometimes we get notifications from people who are not just our network also, right?
Right.
Ki people in your circle are reacting to this, even though if I do not follow that person or connected with that person. So I think that arena where your likes are mapped with similar people and giving each post the better reach, it works in a better way that way.
Correct.
Okay, I think we delved into reasons अभी.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's get back to users. कि ठीक है, one way to understand users is new users versus old users, and if new users are picking up from old users and old users कहाँ से pick करें, that's one approach. What are the other ways we can think of segmenting users की to understand this behavior better? Let's have 2-3 ways, and then we'll pick one that we deem the most relevant.
Okay.
We can look at active, like someone who is very active on LinkedIn, and maybe that would fall into trendsetter branch. And just thinking that way, not everyone uses LinkedIn on a daily basis, right? Some people come onto LinkedIn only when they are looking for a job, or they are hiring, or someone who is not in the scene on a regular basis. Whereas people who are active on LinkedIn on a daily basis, they interact more. And so we can also define people that way who are using LinkedIn for daily purposes, or a regular user, regular active user. Whereas someone who uses LinkedIn only when there is a need for it, and then go off the radar once there is not a need. So the people who come back, so like the people who are regular, they interact with content and engage. But the people who come back, they only interact with the relevant posts, like job links, say job posts. They comment there, or they are also looking for things where people are commenting for better reach on a job post,
I
right?
think इसको एक level और deep ले जा सकते हैं कि someone who frequently comments on the post and someone who rarely comments on the post. For example, I am consider myself daily or weekly user of LinkedIn, but I rarely comment on anything. And then there are people who comment on every third, fourth day कि ठीक है, anything relevant they would comment. Not just comment for better reach, but general engagement.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So basically,
that's
those are
really
trends,
great. Key.
or we are defining them under different category: active users or passive users.
Active engagers, passive.
Engage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. बट ओके, तो हम लोग रीजंस बता रहे हैं उनके कि वी आर जस्ट
अभी we
कैटेगराइजिंग.
are just understanding कि users को किस किस तरह से I think users में आएगा. First way would be to demarcate new versus old users. Second is most engaging versus less engaging.
ओके, तो ट्रेंड सेटर, ट्रेंड फॉलोअर. सो ट्रेंड सेटर,
It's versus follow. Yeah.
या
That.
Active active engagers versus passive engagers.
या बट आई गेस चाणक्य ने जैसे बोला कि इन अ प्रोफेशनल जर्नी ऑफ अ लिंक्डइन यूजर देयर आर ओनली वेरी लिमिटेड वेज, limited number of occasions when I actually come to the platform, and second, I actually interact with the content. If I'm coming on a say uh, weekly basis also, मेरे कुछ मैं तभी आऊँगा प्लेटफॉर्म पे व्हेन आई हैव समथिंग टू शेयर, और व्हेन आई विल पोस्ट. If I'm a trend setter, I will post when I have something to share. So it could be job change, it could be a promotion, it could be something like an achievement or a course that I completed, or a new feature that has launched, or something, a good or bad experience that I had that I want to share to the community. Right? So the number of avenues uh, for a user to come onto the platform and share content are very limited. For a normal user to push them to do that, and in doing that, like, मतलब मैं ऐसे सोच रहा हूँ कि हो सकता है कि बहुत सारे जो यूजर्स हैं ना, दैट विल फॉल अंडर से पैसिव कैटेगरी, एंड देयर विल बी वेरी लिमिटेड एक्टिव यूजर्स. एंड व्हेन दैट हैपेंस, जो न्यूज़ फीड होगा या न्यूज़ फीड या जो भी लिंक्डइन का फीड होता है, दैट विल बिकम वेरी ब्लैंक. एंड टू नॉट कीप इट ब्लैंक, बिकॉज वहाँ पे 3 टाइप के पोस्ट आते हैं. वन इज द पोस्ट दैट यूजर्स डू, सेकंड इज एडवर्टाइजमेंट, एंड third is basically polls type, but that is also categorized under content which is shared. To not keep the LinkedIn post blank, uh, they are just sourcing information or engagement activities which are happening elsewhere to my feed.
Got it. So, ठीक है, this also I think one of the reasons कि why would LinkedIn add
Yeah.
comments वाली चीज into your feed, क्योंकि it's a signal कि आपको शायद पसंद होगा and may be relevant to your feed. Otherwise, feed में बहुत कम posts रह जाएंगे.
Right.
Yeah.
मैं इसको टर्म करता हूँ कीपिंग फीड एक्टिव.
ठीक है. Keeping relevant feed active. Got it.
Do we think
So
there are
we are
any
discussing. Yeah, sorry, go on.
other? No, I was asking the same thing. Like, are we discussing users or we are jumping onto reasons? That was what I wanted to check.
I guess users, we are pretty much clear on that front.
Okay.
Yeah. We can jump onto reasons then. One is, yeah, keeping feed active.
This is reasons key why LinkedIn does this thing where they show comments to other users. This is the question, right? Reasons for that.
Yes. And that has then trickled down into users understanding or decoding the algorithm. कि मुझे पता है कि ये करूँगा तो ये मिलेगा करके.
ठीक है.
Good.
So this is reasons why LinkedIn shows comments वाले post in your feed. I think this one reason is perfectly fine की otherwise feed खाली खाली लगेगी अगर बहुत सारे relevant post नहीं आएंगे.
Good.
Like this is from my own personal experience. ये कोई metric point of view से भी हो सकता है. If I'm a product manager at LinkedIn, see, number of connection matters because that is one primary aspect of how LinkedIn works, making valuable connection. Now, if we three are connected through a common role, that is product management, right? But there are several other product managers within our network. लाइक हो सकता है कि चांद और चाणक्य के नेटवर्क में हो जिनको मैं नहीं जानता, but when Chand or Chanakya comments or likes someone, it allows that person to have visibility. Okay, hey, I am the product manager, this is what I'm doing, and if that is something of my interest, I will go to his profile, check his credential, and directly send him a connection request. So that ensures there are more connections happening, and that is one metric that I think uh, which is getting moved by showing engagement, your engagement, what is happening to the network of people uh, within your group. And so from a metric point of view, I guess that could be one reason to have more connections.
Basically, ease of networking, like providing you visibility in similar circles.
Correct.
True.
क्या लगता है चांद?
Yeah, I think this one is the primary reason, I think.
Yeah.
I think I heard that Facebook may there's this problem that on average every person is eligible to see 1500 posts per day. अगर कोई algorithmic feed नहीं होती, if it was
Okay.
just a chronological feed, it would be
Okay.
like 1500 posts that you can see in a day for an average user, which is way more than they require. और मतलब they will just bounce off कि इतना content आया उनके पास. So Facebook algorithm does this for 1500 में से they take the top most relevant posts to you and show them based on factors की proximity with the person and content of the post and all that. LinkedIn में I think that's also the case in LinkedIn. I think like if you have a lot of followers, if you follow a lot of people, तो आपकी feed explode होने का बहुत chance है. तो I think algorithm prefers कि कम से कम लोग दिखाएं जो most relevant है. And then उनकी depth करने की, ठीक है. If I follow प्रसाद a lot की मैं उनके post पे engage करता हूँ, तो प्रसाद जहाँ भी कमेंट करो मेरी फीड पे आएगा. सो इट्स प्रायोरिटाइजिंग डेप्थ कि मुझे प्रसाद का बहुत कनेक्शन पसंद है, तो इट्स शोइंग मोर ऑफ प्रसाद इवन दो आई हैव लाइक 1000 मोर पीपल दैट आई फॉलो दैट आई डोंट एंगेज विद.
राइट.
क्योंकि इट इंक्रीजेस द लाइकलीनेस कि मैं भी कमेंट करूंगा इफ प्रसाद हैज कमेंटेड, आइदर टू रिप्लाई टू प्रसाद और टू द पोस्ट दैट प्रसाद हैज कमेंटेड ऑन. So that increases the likelihood कि मैं भी engage करूँगा, which increases the likelihood कि मैं retain करूँगा या दोबारा आऊँगा.
Correct. Basically I open Instagram to just view like content of few creators. The same is with YouTube. And that is how they, मतलब कितना भी अच्छा content हो बुरा content हो, I just open YouTube just for them, not for anyone else. So yeah, that could be one valid reason. But how do you put that in words, Chan?
Increasing, we'll put that into words later. Let's continue this क्योंकि
Yeah.
flow में चल रहा है अभी.
ठीक है. And I guess Instagram has also started doing that. जब मैं for example if I skip stories, तो एक पैटर्न उन्होंने बना के रखा है. If I skip stories and I like consume the post, वो वहाँ पे मुझे दिखा देते हैं नीचे कि stories का वापस एक टैब आ जाता है, which is missing if I consume stories first. Third is if I'm not liking content or engaging with the content for a brief period of time, then they show me like people that I might like or content I might like because I follow some other content creator. So ये मैंने 2-3 like Instagram handles which I handle उसमें मैंने देखा है. If I stop interacting, they try to push me with content or someone has followed कि hey 10 more people, 10 friends from your group is following this, you might like this. So I guess LinkedIn का जो वो approach है of network effect और network के अंदर वो रखना, that is getting translated to other social media platforms as well.
Yeah, I think even like Instagram Reels also they are trying that, is what I've heard. Like people getting like the people I interact with on say regularly DMs and everything on LinkedIn, on Instagram, they are getting sicky. This person has liked this reel, or this person has liked this post, kind of recommendations on feed, which was not the case earlier. So I think that is a lesson that they have picked up from LinkedIn too. It's
Correct.
quite possible.
ठीक है, do you want to take like a minute to reassess कि if our structure is making much sense?
Yeah.
Like we discussed users कि ठीक है, these are ways to segment users, but we are not mapping कि ठीक है, अब ये user segment का इससे क्या relation है, even though we are like we haven't discussed the main part yet कि comment क्यों करते हैं लोग. So I think maybe that will help.
True.
But again, these things like take a lot of time. We can't have perfect structure in like 1 hour call.
Correct.
It definitely takes multiple hours of deep work to get everything right. But it's like great start.
Correct. ये हो
True.
सकता है कि एक्चुअल उनका रीजन कुछ और ही हो.
And
Who's-
yes,
Yeah.
and their data might speak something else altogether. Like we
We are
don't
just
know.
guessing
We're
stuff.
guessing. Yes. Yeah.
Correct.
ठीक है.
So why?
Let's get into why users comment
Correct.
this.
One thing I feel like one major reason I feel is a lot of like I've seen 3 to 4 types of posts that people comment for better reach on. The major ones, as I mentioned, being they comment on posts that are job postings or on posts that are for job, like people who are in need and asking a request, ki, hey, do you know any? Do you have any leads in your in your say connections or in your network? And the lesser one I have seen is content that you like, right? If you like content, you are most likely to reply on why you like the content rather than commenting on better reach. Commenting for better reach, basically, like, hey, I like this point. If you are engaging anyway, I like this and I relate with this by saying some personal anecdote. That is what I've noticed the most on LinkedIn, where if you like content, you do, but it is mostly for job postings or someone asking for a job help. It is like a social help kind of a thing. Like, even though you're not directly contacting, say, your company HRs who are looking out for a job or something, but you are trying to help the person who is in need for a job, or trying to help the HR or the people who are looking to hire relevant people, if you feel that your network might have those people. So it is like a social help or that you do for basically the network that you
Right.
have.
Yeah,
So I
giving
think
back.
Okay, let's structure this in this way. Key comment for better reach. So, who's commenting? This is also one thing
yes.
we need to discuss. Where they are commenting. This I think we can divide into key. I'm commenting because of a person. Key. Chanakya, my friend, is looking for someone who's traveling from Mumbai to Delhi for some courier, let's say. So I'm commenting on better reach key because I want to help Chanakya.
Right.
सेकेंड इज आई एम कमेंटिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द नेचर ऑफ द पोस्ट कि किसी को बहुत अर्जेंट जॉब के रिक्वायरमेंट है इवन दो आई डोंट नो दैट पर्सन मेरी फीड में आ गया तो आई एम जस्ट हेल्पिंग दिम थर्ड वुड बी व्हाई एम आई शेयरिंग दिस वुड बी द क्रक्स कि क्यों कर रहा है कोई भी कुछ दिस विल नो सम साइकोलॉजी रिलेटेड स्टफ ठीक है आई थिंक चाणक्य कवर्ड द सेकंड पार्ट एंड ओवरलैपिंग विद द फर्स्ट वन
Right.
let's delve more into who's commenting.
Yeah.
I think uh, this we can map to the users segmentation that we did in the second part of the doc. That's rather trend followers on trend setters. I think it it's for both, I guess,
Yes.
but more likely it's for the old users. I think इसको भी थोड़ा rephrase कर सकते हैं instead of trend setters and trend users. Let's say new users versus existing users. Someone who's just getting familiar to LinkedIn and someone who's been there for a long time. So I think the uh, this behavior of commenting this particular phrase usually comes from existing users. कोई नया यूजर पहली बार आके तो नहीं करेगा आई थिंक
Correct.
until they understand
Yeah.
the norms of the platform क्योंकि हर प्लेटफॉर्म का भी कल्चर होता है there's unsaid rules and etiquettes of every post. For example, the other day I posted a sarcastic post on LinkedIn and people were commenting that this is not Twitter or something. You can't put this in a professional network. So there are certain norms that you have to follow. Isliye I think who's commenting is old existing users who are familiar with the nature of the community.
Correct.
Anything to add to this one? Who's commenting add? Who's commenting this thing? इसको कुछ expand करना है इसी को?
No, I completely agree on that.
Yeah, and the norms that you mentioned are perceived norms for any platform, and they keep on changing. So that's fine. Yeah,
वो
agree
अभी
with.
सर्चेस बन गए हैं कि मुझे
Yeah.
लाइक अगर मुझे ऑफर करना है हेल्प, लाइक चाणक्य मेंशन, आई वुड डू इट कमेंटिंग फॉर बेटर रिच टाइप करके.
Since you are old and active user.
हाँ, आई एम ओल्ड एंड एक्टिव यूजर. आई हैव सीन
Yeah.
active users or the trendsetters do that and getting like other people getting help. तो मुझे पता है कि अगर मुझे भी हेल्प करना है, I would have to follow the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
ठीक है, we understood who's commenting. It's existing users who are already active.
Correct.
Let's say where they are commenting. Like, this is a basic research I would do if I'm the PM of LinkedIn कि ठीक है लोग comment कर रहे हैं तो कहाँ कहाँ पे कर रहे हैं, कौन कौन कर रहा है, किसके पोस्ट पे कर रहे हैं. Where are they commenting? If they are commenting for a person, who's that person? They are likely their friends already who are जिनको वो personal level पे जानते हैं, help करना चाहते हैं. If they are working on that.
Right.
Anything you want to expand on this?
I think personal level or say someone you know closely, if he or she has also commented on it, person you know is interacting and not just posting, even that acts as a good thing as to why see the in the third point as we discussed why people comment on posts. It is to show the relevant people. So commenting, if you know the person and that person is commenting, you might think, okay, this might also help, I can be helpful, or that way. So personal connection is the main driving factor, I feel, in the ecosystem at this point of time. It might change over time, but at this point of time I personally feel it is still that.
Right.
That you, अगर चाणक्य ने कुछ भी पोस्ट किया, reason could be anything कि किसी भी तरह की अच्छी है, regardless of the nature of the requirement, I'll just comment because I know Chanakya and I want to help out.
Yes, like if it is my friends, I definitely do that personally. Like say if Prasad is posting something, I try. If not a comment, I'll just try to at least ensure that I do like that post or something.
Yeah. This brings me to an open question that we'll discuss later, which is कि why would I comment instead of sharing that post? If I want to help Chanakya with whatever reason there is, why would I comment for better reach instead of sharing, which is the equivalent thing, maybe better? Okay, this is an open question. We'll come to it, Avi.
Sure.
Right.
Okay, otherwise, if there's no personal connection, so what kind of post do people comment on? कि मुझे better reach करना. I think Chanakya touched upon this earlier. कि there are causes and all. So that's one, like social cause. What else?
Interesting content also, like basically, like if you like particular content, but you do not have any personal input, or if you do not have a lot of value addition to do, but you want that post to have better reach, people do that, but that is a smaller segment.
Yeah.
That is my
This
observation.
something
Might
that
be
I have not seen personally in my feed. Ki if there's some
okay. Sure.
So it's definitely our sample sizes will be way off with each other.
Yes.
So that which is why collaboration helps. कि मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि ये भी होता है. That's it.
मैंने जितने बार भी देखा है ना, so that is one observation that I came across. You have that badging system on LinkedIn which says hiring or open to work. So whenever I see open to work and people posting long messages ki how their life has been, and this started with pandemic, I guess, a lot with pandemic. So most of the posts are going viral, or maybe LinkedIn is trying to help to promote their job section, that okay, if there is open to work badge added to that platform and they see keywords like looking for a job or this, they automatically try to show it to users who are willing to help them, or in that context. So that was one of my observation that I came across with that badging system, since LinkedIn already has a feature of jobs built in within the network.
I think इस पे I would mark an asterisk here क्योंकि this may be a survivorship bias कि there are millions of posts that are asking for job and we only see the one that got viral and now we are relating कि this is because they was looking for a job.
हो सकता है, could be a possibility?
Uh, okay, so we are discussing ki if someone comments CFBR on a post and that person is not a personal connection of the user who posted the main post, what kind of post do they comment on? I think we have covered job wale, we have covered social cause wale ki I need help with COVID stuff and all, which is something. So it's generally, uh, I think I can bucket into help wale,
Yeah.
people who need more exposure to a post to get help.
Right.
So I'm bucketing it to help get exposure because I can't help you, but I can help you with exposure.
True.
Correct.
Okay. Now let's. This I think is a good segue to get to why do people comment. We already answered first is to help other person get exposure.
Yeah.
I think. Do you think this is the right way to address the question of comment versus share?
Um,
Like, exposure तो शेयर से भी मिल सकता है शायद ज़्यादा ही मिलता है शेयर से.
yeah. So
Uh,
I guess इसमें एक चीज मुझे ऐड करना है. Like
Hmm.
the reason why people comment is there are two things that happens. When I share that post, uh, either I can share like copy link and directly copy paste into my friend's message or inbox, or I can just WhatsApp the user. When I comment, what I'm ideally doing is I'm introducing both people. One who is the author of that post, second who is in need of that that the thing that the author has mentioned, and I being the mediator who know both of them mutually, I can introduce them through commenting. So that is the user behavior I feel which is getting replicated in that scenario.
I just want one clarification. The share that we're talking about, is it like,
Yeah,
as Prasad mentioned, the DM or sharing on the platform? Like you can post it.
yeah.
Basically,
I
when
was
you
thinking
share
of a
it,
retweet kind of a thing. Ki share
yeah.
the same post on my feed instead of sharing to someone in DM.
Like, like if
Just get yeah.
no, true. Like I feel there are like two ways of share as Prasad. One is Prasad, what Prasad covered. The other one is if the post is very relevant to you, or if you want to add something to it and share it to your network, it becomes added to your profile, right? And especially the posts that we discuss right now, where posts are like you need a personal connection, or it is or if it is something someone you want to help, do you want it on your feed after like say 10 days when the need is met? I personally feel ki if the need is met through comment, or say through the virality of the current networking that we have, it does not have relevance to find its place on my say LinkedIn home feed. Like if someone opens my profile, you see different sections, all activity where you comment, you can see recent
Hmm.
activity, but the posts stay on there. So if you stay share वो it will stay there, and बाद में उसका use आएगा कि नहीं, or staying it at the top, is it relevant to someone visiting my profile, is something that might be the
Got it.
reason behind.
So LinkedIn is primarily for hiring, getting hired. So I want to keep my profile very hireable, which is why I want to keep my post wala section highly curated. And if it's filled with sharing of कि मुझे कोरे में चाहिए तो मैंने share कर रखे post, so it kind of adds to the noise.
Yeah,
So
I feel that,
someone
yes.
coming may not
Do
find my
you
actual good post there.
Yeah, but do
That's
users like this while like posting, like or commenting or sharing? मतलब मैं अगर कोई किसी पे कमेंट करता हूँ, लाइक दिस कैन बी द पर्सनल थिंग आल्सो, मैं ये नहीं सोचता कि ओके मैं शेयर करूँगा तो दिस वे इट वुड अफेक्ट, बट हाँ मैं ये इंस्टाग्राम पे ज़रूर सोचता हूँ, मैं कोई भी शेयर करता हूँ देन ऑलवेज थिंक ओके इज इट गोइंग टू अफेक्ट द पीपल हु आर गोइंग टू फॉलो मी, कि अरे ये क्या कर दिया, मतलब साथ हैज दिस इंटरेस्ट आल्सो.
yeah, I'll have to think about your audience.
I think वो factor आ जाता है, like on Instagram, since you are used to sharing, like say on story or something, you're thinking there more. But since on LinkedIn the norm has become commenting, we are not thinking in the share direction. So if you are someone who shares things regularly that you like, then you will think कि क्या share करना चाहिए and क्या share नहीं करना चाहिए. So I think that is also the behavior that we have gotten used to in the platform basically.
Right.
Right. ठीक है, there is a segment of users who care about what their प्रोफाइल लुक लाइक. जैसे मुझे तो पता नहीं था कि अलग से पोस्ट का भी आता है. आई जस्ट रियलाइज्ड इट अ व्हाइल बैक कि सिर्फ पोस्ट फिल्टर कर सकते हैं.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a big segment, I think, because I think
especially among the active
LinkedIn is
users
for
itself
getting job
basically.
and people who want to curate their experience. Perfect. ठीक
And
है.
Prasad,
The
yes, to keep on.
Chanak, I actually agree
I
with
think
you.
the other reason could be people
कि
just want to mimic others. कि मैं कर सकता हूँ share, but I see other people commenting these things, so I'll just do the same.
Yeah,
It's like the herd behavior.
it's basically the perceived norms that people are used to right now.
Uh, Another reason could be, they say, I particularly have a problem with LinkedIn notifications. I miss a lot of them, or there's like a myriad of things in my notifications. So I think that also plays a factor. If I'm sharing something, sharing your post, let's say I Prasad ka post, and Prasad might miss कि चांद ने share किया है. But if I'm commenting there, Prasad is likely to go through all the comments of his own post. So he'll see कि हाँ चांद ने comment किया है. So I think it's also social signaling कि प्रसाद देखो मैं help कर रहा हूँ आपकी.
Right. So do this make sharing less valuable? Like versus commenting, because Instagram has changed this recently. अगर मैं कोई रील या कोई शेयर करता हूँ and if I don't tag that person is not notified. उसको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि इतने shares, मतलब ये person ने उसका share किया. But
Right.
like you mentioned, if I comment, that person automatically gets to know, okay, Prasad has commented. So
Right.
do you think there is a change which is happening with this share and like with share and versus other engagement activities that we do?
I personally don't think so because personally I haven't used share a lot, so I'm not sure how it works. Like say if someone is sharing your post, how the that angle works, but it can be a possibility nevertheless. But I'm not sure how it is actually working right now. Chand,
I
have
think it's
you
also
noticed?
cultural norms. I've never shared anything on LinkedIn, and I think it's because I feel sharing is a big step. कि बहुत, it's like I'm blasting something to my followers. Comment feels like थोड़ा सा soft share कि I'll comment it. It will reach to some of my close connections. That's also I think one way कि if I want you to express something really important, I will share it कि सबको दिख जाए. But if it's something that I think not all my followers need to see, it's like a subset of my followers, then commenting is a better thing for that. I think people are proxying commenting for a soft share so as not to add noise to all of their connections.
Right.
So I'd say I would call it soft follow. Comments as soft follow. Soft shares, I mean, sorry.
Soft share, yeah.
So I think this is like enough reasons for someone to not use share and use comment instead. So I think
Yeah.
we have covered who's commenting, why they're commenting, and where they're commenting. Now questions comes is, what do we do now? Like if we're PMs at LinkedIn, do we need to do anything about this, or is there something that will solve it on its own? Yeah, let's start with the how do you want to structure this thing? Like what do we do? How do we structure this?
One thing that I would say is there any metric movement because of that? That could be the one primary reason. And metric movement could be the more like number of sessions that the user is doing. Uh, Second is
Okay.
like leads to a better feed that way, which leads to better
And what
user.
was the second reason? Better.
Second was number of connections, which we actually covered earlier. Do this behavior builds more connection among or better connection among the network? So that
or,
yeah, that's enough.
or the increased reach, basically. I think how many people are viewing it, through these comments, how a post is it getting the better reach, like that, what the aim is for, is it being met?
And we are tracking metrics for person who's commenting or person who's seeing this post. जैसे I comment on चाणक्य's post and प्रसाद को वो पोस्ट दिखा, तो वी आर टॉकिंग मेट्रिक्स ऑफ माई ओन कि मैंने कमेंट किया तो मेरा सेशन बढ़ा, या फिर चाणक्य का कि चाणक्य के पोस्ट पे कमेंट आया तो चाणक्य के सेशन बढ़े, या फिर प्रसाद के कि प्रसाद को ये पोस्ट दिखा उसकी फीड पे, सो प्रसाद के सेशंस कम हुए.
I guess
आई थिंक क्योंकि
इसमें
सबका
थोड़ा
अलग होगा, बिकॉज इफ आई एम सीइंग अ लॉट ऑफ पोस्ट तो आई माइट गेट इरिटेटेड कि क्या लिंक्डइन पे बस CSV आ रहा है तो मैं बंद कर रहा हूँ लिंक्डइन, सो माइट सेशंस माइट ड्रॉप.
I guess I can share a recent example that happened, a recent use case that happened with me. मैंने अपना जब टैंक्स रिलीज हुआ था, I posted a video and a message with that. So from that I received almost 120 connections on my uh, like uh, that single post basically. So that I can conclude कि okay, there are people who are interested in me and I am getting found, or जैसे चाणक्य ने बोला, reach to those users from that post that I did. And it is also because of other people liking my content or commenting on that content. So in terms of metric movement, I feel it's in both way. It is helping me as a user because it is motivated me now to do more of this activity. Second, it is beneficial for those because they are finding me and now we are getting connected and they are expecting more out of me. So, so I guess metric movement दोनों side से
Like I
होगा.
missed that part. Like was it on a post that you made that went viral? वैसे बोला था क्या आपने?
हाँ, not viral as
I
such,
missed that
but
part.
yeah, like it reached to many people within my network, and also people who liked or commented on that, it reached to their network as well. And from that, I received 120 connections, new connections basically, and all of those connections were related to gaming industry.
Got it.
So as a creator,
Yeah,
you want to make posts that invite more comments so that people जिनको
It
comment
increases.
दिखे वो they might also get connected to you and follow you.
right.
तो reach, as चाणक्य said, reach बढ़नी चाहिए उसको. So as a LinkedIn PM, we know that we added these things. We added comments in users feed so that original post वाले को reach मिल सके, which is a great critical metric for us कि reach मिलते लोगों को तो there's a feedback loop कि ज़्यादा लोग reach मिलती है, फिर आते हो, फिर आप reach और बढ़ाते हो, and this is critical for them. So उनके लिए ये एक pros में जाता है कि we should add comments because it helps the person reach more users. ठीक है. जो comment कर रहे हैं उसको उसके लिए क्या मेट्रिक चेंज हो रहे हैं, या फिर व्हाई वुड वी वांट. ठीक है, आई थिंक दिस इज ट्रेड ऑफ्स की वी एडेड कमेंट्स तो अब रीच तो बढ़ रही है, बट आर देयर एनी नेगेटिव कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस ऑफ इट? जैसे जो पोस्ट कमेंट कर रहा है उसके लिए कुछ चेंज हो रहा है क्या मेट्रिक्स वाइज?
Negatively, like I find certain posts which should not be part of LinkedIn. Like the way you mentioned, you made a sarcastic post and people started commenting on that. So I do get such comments or such post on my network as well. Where people are just creating, uh, problems within that comment section and debating, oh नहीं होना चाहिए. So I don't need that post to be on my feed, but still it's there. So sometimes,
सो आई एम एडिंग दिस टू द जिसको वो कमेंट दिख रहा है कि मैंने चाणक्य की फीड पे कमेंट किया पोस्ट पे, बट वो दिख रहा है प्रसाद को. तो इसमें वन प्रॉब्लम इज एक्यूरेसी की हो सकती है कि irrelevant
It
content
might
आ
not
रहा
be
है,
that
so
relevant.
प्रसाद might stop using LinkedIn कि मुझे बहुत irrelevant posts आ रहे हैं क्योंकि लोग कमेंट कर रहे हैं, वो भी आ रहे हैं मुझे. even though I did not follow that person in the first place. The second is the critical one for me. Ki if I'm commenting on Chanakya's post, तो मेरे metric, how will they differ from someone who's not commenting anywhere? Is this feature useful for me as a commenter
But
from a
also,
product lens?
yeah, like since it's a professional network, whatever thoughts you put out there is like it's like a glass house. People are watching you. People know who you are, and then if your thoughts are getting promoted via any post, then it also acts as a reach for you. Not like
Active.
active reach, but I would term it as a passive reach for the commenter as well. Because मैंने
ठीक है,
बहुत सारे
we added that.
उनको मुझे थॉट प्रोसेस अच्छा लगा, मैंने चेक किया उनका प्रोफाइल एंड आई जस्ट सेंड देम अ रिक्वेस्ट जस्ट
Right,
बिकॉज दे
right.
आर
That's actually great for someone who's writing thoughtful comments. But we are talking about CFBR कि
Comment.
आपकी feedback कि CFBR comment किया है, तो it's not telling me anything about the person.
करेक्ट
वो
करेक्ट
आपका point बिल्कुल सही है. मैंने भी सोचा था कि it gives you exposure कि अगर आपको followers बढ़ाने हैं तो you comment on other people's post with the thoughtful comment. If you do that consistently, your followers will grow. That's perfectly great. I'm talking about CFBR वाले पोस्ट कि मैं अगर कमेंट कर रहा हूँ चाणक्य किस पे, तो मेरे मेट्रिक कैसे मूव कर रहे हैं.
I
उससे तो
don't
मेरी engagement
think
बढ़ रही है कि
that adds like
ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है.
there's not a. I personally feel there's not a lot of value addition, but it is just that it's like the reason that we might discuss why we are doing it basically. Okay, it is not for personal growth, but it is CFPR especially is not for personal growth, but rather helping the cause. It is like
Yeah.
providing a helping hand and not expecting a lot in return. It's just that agar if they get the help that they need, that is what is the satisfactory moment for me. It is
ठीक है,
yeah,
there's a
positive
positive
reinforcement kind of a
attachment
thing.
to it.
Huh.
करेक्ट
It is not a lot of metric movement for me personally.
राइट
Got it. So from our ऊपर ऊपर से analysis, we see that it positively affects two kind of viewers and may negatively affect the third kind of viewer, or third kind of user. And this is a trade-off that I think LinkedIn is okay with कि ठीक है, we'll fine tune our algorithm to improve the accuracy कि आपको irrelevant post पे comments ना आए, which is I think by this logic I think LinkedIn should keep this logic as is.
या
So I think one thing LinkedIn can do, like one small thing, if you see, say, as you mentioned, like चांद ने कमेंट किया चाणक्य के पोस्ट पे, बट से प्रसाद को वो अच्छा नहीं लगा, राइट? सो प्रसाद might react. There is a feedback loop that we have, like not interested in such post kind of a thing. Or if you see that more users are giving that, maybe that final user might be shown less of this. लाइक प्रसाद को ऐसे कमेंट फॉर बेटर रीच वाली चीजें कम दिखाओ बिकॉज उनको अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. सो
Right.
दैट इज वन थिंग दैट वी कैन डू.
करेक्ट
Like people who are giving feedback actively, rest it is fine. I think as you mentioned correctly, we can continue because it is not a bug but a feature that is there overall. That is what the intended use is for, kind of a thing.
Right.
या
Is my picture frozen? I'm not sure. It shows frozen.
Yeah, I think so.
लेट मी पुट यू इनटू अ सोलो लेआउट
I'm just okay. It is frozen.
that fixes that issue.
It fixed it. I just stopped and restarted, but it is frozen. Not sure why.
It's fine, अच्छी लग रही है. ठीक है, any other improvement you would want to do to help either the post creator or the post commenter or the person who's viewing that comment? I think viewing that comment के लिए I think Chanakya mentioned a valid point कि let's give them option कि show me less like this.
करेक्ट करेक्ट
Anything you would add to help the post creator? I think उनको काफी चीजें मिल चुकी हैं ऑलरेडी.
या
कमेंट जा रहे हैं लोगों के पास.
correct and it makes them feel happy कि okay मेरा like people want to help me so And if it is removed, I guess that would impact a lot of people. So I guess that could be a trade-off that LinkedIn is okay with. जैसे बहुत बार
ठीक है,
होता है ना.
one thing that I sorry, you were saying something, I interrupted you, I think.
या नहीं, मैं बता रहा हूँ ना कि वो बहुत सारे बार होता है प्लेटफॉर्म में that you don't want certain behavior, but since it is helping you in any other, like it is helping you in some sort of way, you keep it. And I
It's
guess
trade-offs
what,
basically.
yeah,
Right. uh, ठीक है, one feature that I wanted to discuss was boost, which is something that I think other live streaming platforms like Twitch have. Ki I
right.
want to boost this person's stream
Hmm.
so that it reaches the home feed of other viewers, which is something that this CFBR also does. I'm kind of boosting the reach without actually sharing it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So for किसी को अगर CFBR करके किसी को एक्सपोजर देना है, so can we help them कि उसको CFBR ना करना पड़े? There are other ways to increase exposure apart from sharing. Share तो है, but people are still commenting, which means share is not cutting it for them.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
should there be a soft share button or a boost button, or कि this is a redundant task, right? मुझे किसी को एक्सपोजर देना है तो मुझे पूरा commenting for better लिखना पड़ता है, and people are like optimizing for it as well. They are like CFBR लिख रहे हैं जानबूझ के कि ये भी ना करना पड़े. So can we productize this behavior is what I am asking.
I'm just thinking on that, like just imagining a scenario where a user who is doing, say, looking for a job, and he's expecting the community to help him by spreading this like CFPR, and then we show that user, okay, hey, you can pay this and boost. So I'm just thinking on that lens, what percentage of users who actually do will use boost as a feature.
I I think one thing that we need to look at before, like, say, boosting is a good way to put it. But say, who all, if I do CFPR, right, who all is it reaching to? One thing that we discussed, it is shown to uh, the closest or the people who interact with my posts. Or the other way is it showing to all the people that I'm connected with? Because more than that it cannot boost, right? Like, see, that is, even if I'm boosting, that is where my relevance ends in terms of my connections. So would the boost be something like it is showing for people who are not related to me, or is it showing for people in the industry? So we'll have to see the metrics. Right now I'm not sure, but I personally feel ki the posts that I interact with are shown to the people who I again interact with, or who I react to their posts recently on LinkedIn. So that is something that I think we should think upon. Key, how would a boost add value than what it is doing right now in, say, comment?
Got it. So एक तो आप कह रहे हो कि it will cause confusion कि how is it different from share, and अगर share
Yeah,
सबके पास पहुंच रहा है तो boost किसके पास पहुंचेगा?
yeah,
These
that
things.
kind of thing. Yes.
ठीक है, इसी बीच में I was thinking कि adding boost will take away all the reasons that we mentioned in the previous segment कि it helps people signal कि मैंने comment किया है, देख तेरे post पे help कर रहा हूँ तेरी. These
Mm-hmm.
things, तो वो सब factors चले गए. It becomes like a redundant feature कि share था थोड़ा boost पे आएगा उसके जैसे ही, which is
बराबर.
थोड़ा confusing.
Correct. And also from a platform point of view, is revenue there? If revenue is their important metric that they are tracking, then I guess boost will make sense to that.
अच्छा, talking about boost as in a paid feature कि मुझे
Paid.
इसको, okay, मैं तो free सोच रहा
I,
था, but paid
I
is a good
not exactly. My, when you said boost, I was thinking it is as like something as an earned
paid.
feature. कि
Okay.
तुम, like, you
Gamify कर रहे हो.
interact, basically you interact, only then you earn the capability to boost. Because if you are a passive user,
Right.
then you giving someone a boost that does not add much sense. But if you are an active user who is interacting with posts, who is actually posting and getting reactions, then your boost is more relevant for the platform, is what I feel like.
Okay. Okay. So you are telling you are okay, I initially thought it to be a feature for the content creators or the post writer, wherein
Okay.
they capability of boosting. But if it is the commenter or who has the ability to boost, then it makes sense. It becomes again a comment, because I would
Yeah.
like who has boosted me. And once I start showing, okay, Chanakya and Chand have boosted me, then that will add value, because net, people within your network know they have validation from Chand and Chanakya, so they trust me more now. So then again, it becomes like a comment.
Yeah.
Hmm. तो ठीक है, लाइक बूस्ट के मुझे कॉन्स ज़्यादा दिख रहे हैं, प्रोज नहीं दिख रहे इतने.
Right,
Even though we are not clear कि boost करेगा क्या, या all these things will need to flesh out. We can't have that in 10 minutes. But ठीक है,
Mhm.
initial impressions boost is a rejection. I feel कि नहीं करना चाहिए. It's doing more harm than good. So I think our conclusion is कि CFBR is not the best thing. कि it's doing a lot of good things, but it's like a लोगों को टाइप करना पड़ रहा है खुद से, विच इज समथिंग दे हैव फाउंड देयर सेल्फ. आगे से लोग डॉट डाल के छोड़ दिया करेंगे, डॉट करके एंटर कर दिया कि दिस इज द शॉर्ट फॉर्म फॉर कमेंटिंग फॉर बेटर रीच. सो आई थिंक दिस इज समथिंग यू विल हैव टू लिव विद कि ठीक है, दिस इज डूइंग मोर हेल्प, इवन दो इट्स लाइक अ कंफ्यूजिंग नॉर्म कि कल को नए यूजर्स आएंगे, देखेंगे डॉट क्यों कमेंट कर रहे हैं लोग, या CFBR क्या होता है. अभी आई थिंक
correct,
पीपल मस्ट हैव बीन गूगलिंग कि CFBR क्या होता है.
right.
एक्चुअली लेट्स डू गूगल ट्रेंड्स पे, देखते हैं लोग क्या कर रहे
Yeah,
हैं.
yeah, I was doing that.
या थोड़ा सा तो है अपटेक, जब से स्टार्ट हुए 2020 अराउंड से.
Oh,
उसके
the
पहले कुछ
pandemic.
था नहीं. आई थिंक दैट वाज व्हाट ट्रिगर्ड इट कि लोग को हेल्प करने हैं बहुत सारी.
Right.
Hmm.
एंड आई थिंक इफ यू शेयर अ लॉट, मे बी आपकी रीच से डाउन हो जाती है. इफ यू शेयर अ लॉट, तो पीपल आर फाइंडिंग आउट. लेट्स डिस्कस ओरिजिन ऑफ दिस कि कैसे ओरिजिन हुआ होगा. कि वन
Right.
थ्योरी कुड बी कि मैंने बहुत सारे शेयर करे, बट आई सी कि इंप्रेशंस कम हो रहे हैं जब मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ मैं.
Hmm.
तो आई नो कि लिंक्डइन एल्गोरिथम suppresses people who share a lot.
Hmm.
तो इसलिए आई स्टार्टेड कमेंटिंग कि कमेंट कर रहा हूँ. बट दैट इज ऑल्सो मेहनत कि हर बार मुझे कुछ ना कुछ थॉटफुल डालना पड़ता है. तो इसलिए मैं लिखने लगे, मैं कमेंट कर रहा हूँ बेटर रीच के लिए, कि और कुछ मेरा प्रोपेगेंडा नहीं है.
It's like users understanding the algorithm. उनको पता है कि
राइट राइट राइट.
ऐसे ही चलेगा अभी.
No, that I think there are a lot of things that people, if you see YouTube also, people हो गए marketing gimmicks हो गए यार, people are actually sharing the information that you learn. So as more and more, as Chand mentioned, कि किसी ने observe किया, like if you might have observed something like this कि it is not adding value to me, so commenting is adding value and it is easier, so they share with more people. Like जैसे कि हम discuss कर रहे हैं अभी 3 लोग, maybe there were a few people who were discussing it and sharing with further more in the network कि hey, this is something that I've helped and that it has trickled down to where we are right now. मतलब वैसे ही
राइट
होना
राइट.
चाहिए.
मेक सेंस.
Yeah.
आई थिंक दिस ऑल्सो वाई सम weirdly reminds me of those comments on YouTube जो करते हैं ना, listening this in 2019, listening 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's also maybe sort of from for the next session.
Correct.
Yeah.
I guess we conclude a call over here then. Any
Like we can conclude that this is a feature that's used by old existing users, and due to the culture, new people also catch this, and they often search कि CFR होता क्या है, समझते हैं फिर खुद करते हैं, which helps them engage better and maybe retain better.
correct.
Yeah.
And as a platform, it is helping them move their metrics, so they're happy to keep it.
The only trade-off is कि it adds noise to other users' feed, but that can be tackled with better algorithms.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it from our end for the first episode of PM Talks. We'll see you in the next episode with an interesting new problem statement that will come together and solve. So
Yeah.
thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.
Take care.
Take care, everyone.